6 signs an elderly person may be in their final year. Let me speak straight to your heart right now. You're here because deep down, you've noticed something. A change in the way your parent, your grandparent, your neighbor, someone you love, is moving through life. The sparkle in their eye isn't as bright. The laughter is a little less frequent. And maybe you can't put your finger on it, but something tells you time is catching up. Now listen. This isn't a message of fear. This is a message of love, of awareness, of urgency. Because when you start recognizing these 6 signs that an elderly person may be in their final year, it's not a call to despair. It's a call to action, to say what needs to be said, to hold tighter, listen longer, and show up with more compassion than ever before. So let's go deep. Let's open our eyes, our ears, and our hearts. Because this moment might just be the last chance to give someone the dignity, love, and presence they deserve. Signs. 1. They begin to withdraw from the world. It often starts subtly. They stop answering the phone as much. They turn down invitations. They prefer the quiet over conversation. Maybe they were once the center of attention, and now they sit quietly in the corner, watching, thinking, fading. This isn't bitterness. It's not depression. It's the soul preparing to detach from the noise of the world. They're not giving up. They're shifting inward, letting go of the outer world so they can settle into something more eternal. The heart begins to loosen its grip on the temporary, and their spirit starts to seek peace. It's not your job to pull them back into the chaos. It's your job to be with them in the stillness, to love them, not for what they do, but simply for who they are. Signs 2. They speak with spiritual clarity. Have you noticed it? They begin talking about heaven. They dream of loved ones who have already passed. They bring up old memories that were buried for decades. They say things like, "I'm tired. I think God's calling me soon. I just want to see your father again." And listen, these words aren't hallucinations. They're not confusion. They're moments of divine clarity. Because something happens when the soul is preparing to go home. It remembers. It reconnects. It reflects. And if you lean in, if you listen with your heart, you'll realize they're teaching you. They're preparing you just as much as they're preparing themselves. So don't dismiss their words. Don't brush off those moments as just getting old. Sometimes the elderly are the closest people to heaven, and we miss the wisdom they're offering because we're too distracted to hear it. Signs 3. Their body begins to diminish in noticeable ways. We often associate aging with general weakness, but when the end is approaching, the decline becomes more rapid, more visible. Drastic weight loss, loss of appetite, frequent falls, incontinence, difficulty swallowing, shortness of breath from minor tasks, chronic fatigue that no rest can cure. These are more than just signs of aging. They're warnings. The body is preparing to shut down. Systems are slowing. Muscles are giving out. And here's what I need you to understand. They're not weak. They're transitioning. Their strength isn't gone. It's just not physical anymore. Their strength is now in their courage, their endurance, their surrender. What they need most from you is not a cure. It's compassion. Be there with tenderness. Speak softly. Offer comfort, not solutions. Just presence. Signs. 4. Their mind drifts in and out of this world. There comes a point when a person starts having one foot here and one foot somewhere else. They may speak to people who aren't in the room. They might confuse time or place or refer to a deceased spouse in present tense. They might say things like, "I need to catch the train," or "They're coming to get me soon." It sounds strange, but these are often metaphors for the transition they feel is coming. The veil between this world and the next is thin for them now, and sometimes it lifts. And while some may call it confusion, I call it sacred. Their soul is reaching beyond the veil. They're preparing for the journey ahead. So don't argue, don't correct them. Just listen, be reverent. Be still. You are witnessing something divine. Signs 5. They begin letting go of control, of regret, of life. There comes a point where the fight leaves their body and peace enters instead. They stop worrying about the news, the bills, the future. They sleep more. They stop asking what day it is. They begin giving away items, not because they're cleaning, but because they're passing on their legacy. They forgive people they haven't spoken to in years. They ask to speak to old friends. They tell you stories they've never shared before, because something inside them says, "It's time." This is a sacred part of the process. The soul is not afraid. It is releasing the burdens of life and opening its hands to the eternal. What they need most in this moment is your permission to let go, not in words, but in your presence. To know that they are loved, they are forgiven, and they can go in peace. Signs 6. There's a sacred stillness that enters the room. You'll feel it. The atmosphere changes. It's hard to explain, but if you've ever been in the presence of someone in their final season, you know what I mean. Time slows. The air feels thicker. There's a silence, not empty, but so holy, as if the very walls are whispering. Something eternal is happening here. They may sleep more than they're awake. They may speak less, but their presence is more profound. Sometimes they'll say something profound in a moment of clarity, something that feels like it came from another world. You may be tempted to run, to busy yourself, to stay distracted, but I beg you, don't miss this. This is one of life's most sacred chapters, and your role isn't to rush it. It's to honor it, to be there, fully. Because when that moment comes, when they take their final breath, all the noise of life fades away, and only love remains. Final words. Give them the gift of a beautiful goodbye. My friend, life is short, but the end of life, that's where the eternal begins. Don't wait until after the funeral to cry. Don't wait until after the obituary to speak your heart. Don't wait until they're gone to realize how much they meant. Tell them now. Sit with them now. Hold their hand. Kiss their forehead. Pray with them. Remind them of everything they've done right. And when they go, let them go with dignity, with honor, with love. Because the way we say goodbye says everything about the way we lived. And one day, someone will do the same for you. So, live with compassion. Love with urgency, and honor the sacred season of goodbye.